We're on part 5 of the 5-part series of the Developing the Next Leader sales process. This video, like the previous 4, can be watched by itself and it'll fully have all the content you need to master the follow-through process, which is step 5 in the Developing the Next Leader sales process. So step 1 is get your time right. Step 2 is get the right meetings the right way with the right people. Step 3 in video 3 was all about the right opening questions that design a meeting the way that both you and the clients you talk to every day get value from every interaction you have. And then 4 was closing, and 5, of course, is follow through. So here goes. There's 4 things that we need to think about as it relates to follow through. The first one is, you'll notice I'm not saying follow up. Follow up is akin to or directly related to a check-in. And checking in on people in the sales process isn't always the most welcome thing in the world, in particular when you're calling people who are very busy. Calling to check in to see if you got what I sent you. Calling to check in to see if you gave me that business that I wanted. Calling to check in to see if you took the steps that's not the best way to continue a sales process. Follow through suggests a step toward an end goal or a destination. And that's what we're trying to deliver in all we do. First thought is change the way you think about your follow through, and your clients will too. They will help you take those next steps faster. Second is there is science related to follow through. In fact, the average salesperson follows through about 1.8 times, less than 2 times after the meeting ends. The average sale happens after the 8th meeting. Excuse me, after the 8th follow through. Meeting happens, and then we need to take 8 steps of follow through after. You wonder, like, why doesn't everyone take 8 steps? That's when most of the sales happen. So let's just get that one. Let's just make sure we get that one right. Thought 3 is who decides how the follow through is going to happen. So many times we as the salespeople think it's our job to say, okay, is it okay if I follow through with you next week and make sure you have everything you need? We set the goal or we set the parameters for the follow through. That's not the right approach. The right approach is, what is the best next steps of follow through for you? What would you like to see us do? How often would you like to see us do it? Would you prefer email or voicemail? What time of day would you prefer these follow throughs to happen? Let them do all the directing. When they do all the directing, it's really easy to get to the 8th follow through. People say to me, Colin, how do you get to 8 follow throughs? I feel like I'm annoying people. I feel like it's like overzealous if I'm checking in on them that often. That's because it is if you check in on people 8 times in a row. If they have determined the best next steps and the way they'd like the best next step to happen and when those best next steps should happen, then all of our follow-throughs can happen in a way that both you and they feel fully connected. 4th one, the last one, and it's the most important one. When does follow-through start? I wonder what your answer was. The answer is in the meeting. And how it starts is just as I suggested. What's best? When's best? How best for you and your team? For all of this stuff that we discussed to take place post-meeting. And then all that direction they offer, all those steps that they tell us to take, allow our follow-through to land really palatably for the clients that we're reaching, or the clients and or prospects that we're reaching out to. Listen to the 5-part series for Developing the Next Leader's Well-Asked Question Learning Development System. You will get all the desired results that you're looking for, and it will happen in the way that you want it to happen and the way that your clients want to happen. Good selling, everyone. Subscribe below.